By now, most of you have probably seen the news story where somebody fraudulently sold an apartment complex belonging to the estate of Zappos founder, the late Tony Hsieh. I did video on that. Most of you have probably seen that in recording that and making that property actually transfer legally ownership to a fraudulent buyer, that the Clark County Recorder's Office ignored tons of screaming red flags of fraud. I did a video on that as well. If you haven't, you ought to go check it out. I'll put the link to it below. What you may have missed, and this is not the fault of the employees in the Clark County Recorder's Office, they did exactly what the county recorder has trained them to do and put in their procedures manual for them to do. That is, they checked to see if the real property transfer taxes were right or not. And in this case, the amount of taxes that the buyer and seller put on the form were wrong. So they caught that and they corrected that, but they did not catch all of the screaming red flags of fraud. And that's the fault of the management and leadership, not the employees. Just another example of how Clark County government and the current elected officials care about themselves and the government and getting the taxes right, but they don't give a hoot about you or protecting you from fraud. And that's why you ought to vote them all out. And that's why you ought to elect John Evans for Clark County Recorder. Thank you.